Imagine we had to ask the Belfast man to come and solve a problem in Derry. But I see a lot of smiling faces today as well, and it reminds me of the 15th of June. Fantastic. So I've got a few announcements on the road first before we start the proceedings. One of the most saddest one is we got the news last night that Dr. Reuben McLean has passed away. Dr. Reuben McLean was a stalwart supporter of the families over the years. He was also there on Bloody Sunday. He helped a lot of the dead and the wounded, and he was actually at the 11th autopsy on the day as well. So on behalf of his wife Sheila, his daughter Sheila, and his son Sean, we give our condolences. So to remember him in your prayers, the family in your prayers. Another one who's missing here today was one of the high-profile members of the Civil Rights Movement, that was Ivan Cooper. Ivan himself was not fit to come here today, and I don't think he's missed in March, and was even here on the 15th of June as well. So he'll be sadly missed, but he's still getting about. He's weak, but hopefully he'll go on for a long time more. Now I had to go on the usual. There was soup and sandwiches available in platters near the door after the march. An annual function will take place upstairs in Sandino's. Music by renowned international bands such as Gary Ogg, Scotland, Melantar Brigade, Germany, and Glasgow-based band Sabine. Doors each open at 8:30 p.m. Organisers advise that people should come early. I have also a statement here from the Mayor, Mayor Mohammed Al Farah, municipality of Khan Yunis, Gaza Strip, Palestine. Now on the day that, on the 15th of June, these people in Palestine, in Gaza, celebrated along with us, and they've seen strength in what we achieved. So he sent this statement, I hope you don't mind me reading it out. On behalf of the people of Khan Yunis, I am sending this message to the families of those killed and wounded on Bloody Sunday 39 years ago. We have always followed your struggle for truth and justice. Last year in Khan Yunis, we celebrated with you as the lies and slanders of 1972 crumbled under the weight of your 39 years struggle to set the truth free. Seeing your victory on that day, we felt great joy. Despite the suffering endured by the people of your city, Derry has raised a hand of friendship to our people. In the aftermath of Operation Cast Lead, your people carried 1,400 flags on the march that year, one for each victim in Gaza. This is a bond that will never be broken. Your struggle has become an inspiration as we realise that no matter how difficult and prolonged your struggle is, we too can defeat those who so cruelly attack and oppress us. We look to your example, your courage and your dignity, as we also strive for peace and justice and truth in our land. In Ireland and Palestine, let the truth be set free, from the river to the sea. I will read out the format from the day, the running order. I would like to welcome you all here today to the 39th Bloody Sunday Commemoration March in Raleigh. Speaking today, we have Sinn Féin President Gerry Adams, SDLP MP for Foyle, Mark Durgan, Reach Foyle from the Ballymurphy Massacre Committee, and Jerry Duddy representing the Bloody Sunday families. Proceedings will finish with a song from Francis Black. This is not a day for party political displays, and I would ask you to show respect to all the speakers we have invited here today. So first of all, I invite Gerry Adams to come to the mic.
Good morning, agus Tahime Ara Ardus, will make you go Han Rodo, by a Kant Slipsha, agus the Charlie, the Dini of Fleur Bass, or Follow, or Donok, Follow, Tommy, and Shaw Kyung, Wehis, or Mohan, or Wurson, Wehis, a horse, then the Charlie, then the Dini. A bhí Kruga, Dini a bhí Leider, Dini a bhí a Ober, le Tomal, Han Anna, or Practice and Arinya. Agus a new, Tas Huggy, mar Gwil and Scaff to Moore, mar Shaw a new. Gwil Shibsha, Yo, a Ret, le Blinta Sin. This is a very poignant, a very emotional day for all of us, but particularly for the families of those people who were murdered here on Bloody Sunday and the others who were injured. There's 27 people who were shot by the British Army. And what was to be a peaceful anti-internment march ended in murder, huge shock, trauma for the families and for the people of Ireland. Particularly so for the people of this fine city of Derry. It's a turning point in Irish history and a personal crossroads for tens and thousands of Irish people. Almost 40 years of campaigning, including 12 years of the Savile Inquiry, almost 40 years of cover-up, threats, lies, subversion, ridicule, witchery, censorship, and the suppression of the truth. But in June, the families were vindicated, so Bullabus Moore, Marshin. Witchery tried to blame the victims, we tried to blame the marchers, we tried to blame the people of this city, we tried to blame the IRA, everyone but the British Army. Savile set the record straight. I was here the day the Savile report was released. And you know, I've seen this so many times in prison and negotiations. The British officials put in place the little intricate, elaborate protocols and processes. So anybody who was going to see the Savile report had to give a commitment that they wouldn't talk to the media. But even that wasn't good enough. They had to surrender their mobile phones. And all of this was for the British government to get their spin out first. But as usual, they missed the resilience and the ingenuity of human beings, and particularly Irish people. Because we all saw up here the little thumbs up coming out. And we knew that all of that nonsense had not broken the will of these families. And of course, and let it be said, British Prime Minister David Cameron admitted that what happened here was wrong, and he apologised for it. And the family spoke for all of us that day. But I want to quote what Tony Doherty, whose father was killed here, what he said. The victims of Bloody Sunday have been vindicated. The parachute regiment has been disgraced. Witchery's great lie has been laid bare. The truth has been brought home at last. It can now be proclaimed to the world that the dead and wounded of Bloody Sunday, civil rights marchers, were innocent one and all. The parachute regiment are the front-line assassins for British political and military elite. Just as the civil rights movement 40 years ago was part of something huge happening all over the world, so the repression that came upon us was the same suffered by ordinary people everywhere who dared to stand up against injustice. Sharpeville, Gronsney, Tiananmen Square, Darfur, Gaza, let our truth stand as their truth also. Tony spoke for all of us when he said that. David Cameron did the right thing that day, and the people of Derry, particularly the families, were gracious and magnanimous. But the British Prime Minister also said that Bloody Sunday is not the defining story of the British Army in our country. Mr. Cameron, Bloody Sunday is the defining story of the British Army in our country. These people here from Ballymurphy and from Springhill in West Belfast, 6 months before Bloody Sunday, the Parachute Regiment murdered 11 citizens in Ballymurphy. 6 months after Bloody Sunday, they went in and murdered 5 more citizens in Springhill. The same regiment, and for all we know, the same soldiers. 16 people in all, including 2 local priests, a mother of 8 children, a young girl of 13, and 2 boys of 15 and 16. These families also deserve to know the truth. All victims, including victims of the Republican forces, deserve to know the truth. Victims of collusion, victims of state terrorism, victims of unionist paramilitarism, if we're to have a healing process, all deserve to know the truth. And an independent international truth commission is a way to do this. Not one established by the British government or any of the combatants, but a commission established by an appropriate international agency and facilitated by both governments. Now, the British government may resist this, as it resisted and suppressed the truth of Bloody Sunday. But the Bloody Sunday families have shown the way forward. They have shown everyone the way forward. And that's my main point here today, is to thank the families and everyone who helped in the campaign. And I want to join with John in extending condolences to the family of Raymond McLean, to his wife Sheila, his son Sean, and his daughter Sheila. And many other people, many of them here today, I don't want to name names, who helped in so many little ways. The families were courageous, they were resilient, they were tenacious, they were determined. They are brilliant. So to all the families, because there were down days and there were difficult days and days when perhaps I thought they wouldn't get through. Think of all your memories of your struggle. Think of all the tough times, all the moves, all the good times, the breakthroughs, the setbacks, the disappointments, the big moves forward, the wee moves forward, slipping back, all standing together. You made a stand for your loved ones, for your families, for Derry and for Ireland. You made a stand for people everywhere who love freedom. And you're from a great tradition. We, all of us, are from a great tradition, a generous tradition, a peaceful tradition. And the families had a story to tell, and they told it. And they had songs to sing, and they sang them. So thank you, all of the families, all of the campaigners. You made sure, and your loved ones made sure, on that civil rights march against internment, that all of us Protestant, Catholic and dissenter will be free one day, that we will overcome.